Welcome to the second Progressive Investor Summit 2015. World is becoming one. Today, the biggest religion in the world is economics. All barriers have been broken. Whichever country, whichever state provides the best environment, investment climate, and the incentives, and the facilities, and the infrastructure, that's the destination where everyone in the world is going to go to. This is not the license Raj, which used to be 20 years back, where only licenses ruled. But today, the investor rules. Today, investor is the king because he has to decide. And keeping in view the present scenario in the world, I think India is the destination for the world to be in. And in India, Punjab is the destination for everyone to be in. We had the first summit in 2013, where we made 5 promises. Number 1, we'll bring about a change in doing business in Punjab. We will provide 24/7 power. We will make Punjab the best connective state because we have a disadvantage of being a landlocked state. So only option is connecting through various other modes. Set up industrial parks and create the best urban development. In the next few minutes, I will take you through the journey since the last 2-3 years. And I must say, we have done wonders. And I can compare myself. I can clearly say, we have today in India the best infrastructure in the whole of India in terms of the infrastructure among all states, and I'll show you how we have been able to achieve it. The most important thing for any investor is when you go to any country or any state, it's the how do you start business. You have to go to so many departments, so many agencies, and it takes time, bureaucratic delays, corruption, so many things were the biggest hindrance blocks in investment among various states in India, as well as among countries where everyone wanted to go invest. We looked at this issue and we said, how do you make Punjab the easiest place to start a business in the world? So we looked at the whole scenario. We created one department known as Invest Punjab. For any investment in a state, you just have to go to one department, Invest Punjab. What is Invest Punjab? When Invest Punjab is 23 departments which are required by law, where every investor has to go through, from pollution to forest to town planning to CLU to electricity department. There are 23 departments from revenue department. Now in Punjab, you do not have to go to any of these 23 departments. The power of 23 departments has given to one man, the CEO of Invest Punjab. So this is the only place I can say in the world where no investor has to go to more than one man. This is the biggest achievement we have been able to do. And that is the reason World Bank and Government of India rated Punjab number 1 this time for ease of starting a new business. And for your information, this department has got a target. We have, when we call this department, it's known as one office, one person, one email, one number, and all clearances for investment are given in 1 month. Everything. Since the last 1.5 years, since the department is in operation, more than nearly 300 companies have approached this department, and the average time frame is about 35 days, which we want to get it down to 30 days. For every clearance, we have received, since the last summit, a total investment of more than 43,000 crores, which is USD 7.03 billion. 35% of it is in agro and food processing, 30% in manufacturing, 13% in solar, 8% in tourism, 8% in infrastructure, not the infrastructure of roads and other things, the other infrastructure, then health and biosciences and so on. These are some of the major investors. Reliance Jio, Mr. Mukesh Ambani is here. He's one of our biggest investors. What he promised last time, he has delivered. And I was talking to him, and he said, whatever I commit, I do, and he's done more than what he had committed. We have ITC Limited. Mr. Deveshwar, Punjabi by heart, Punjabi by origin, and he committed that he'll build the biggest food park of the country here. Thank you very much, sir. You have started construction on that, and hopefully he's going to give us some more good news today. We have companies like Sun Pharma, Cargill, Adani's, Fortis, Max. These are the companies which have moved into our state in the last 2 years with a huge investment, which I just talked about. As I told you before, that what was the commitment? First was ease of doing business. Second commitment to the people of the state as well as to all the investors was that we will make our state power surplus. Sir, Punjab is now power surplus. We have invested in the last 6 to 7 years 32,000 crores in generation, 15,000, nearly 16,000 crores in upgrading our transmission and distribution, with a total investment in power sector alone, more than 48,000 crores. We had earlier a capacity of 6,200 megawatts, and we've taken it to nearly 12,000 megawatts in the last 5-7 years. In 2011, when a second time a government came, our power utility was ranked 17th among all state utilities in the country, number 17. So this year, 2015, we have been our power utility has been rated the best power utility of this country. From 17th, we have taken our power utility into number 1, and it's a A+ rated power utility, and it is in profits now. And I think one of the only power utilities in the country which is in profits. Third commitment to the people of the state as well as all the investors was connecting Punjab to the rest of the country and the world. We have taken major initiatives, and we have had major achievements. Most important was air connectivity. Since we are not a port-based state, we don't have ports. Only way to connect is through airports. So we took up an ambitious project of setting up an international airport in Mohali. You might be very happy to, when you came today, about 10 days back, this airport was inaugurated. We in Punjab, a small state, has now 2 international airports, 3 domestic airports, and the 4th domestic airport is under proposal, and on a final clearances are going to be received very shortly in Jalandhar. So 4th airport will be in Jalandhar. Sir, I will be the only state in the whole of this country where if you drive 1.5 hours or maximum 2 hours, you can reach an airport and fly out of this state. As much time, I think, Mr. Ambani, you will take from your house to the airport in Bombay. So, and here you can cover the whole state. So we have been very successful and with a huge investment. Second, most important, and I think R is the only state in the country, is to build a 4 to 6 lane highway network. Look at this map in front of you, and this is the highway. The blue is the highway network already completed. The green is under construction. In 1.5 years from now, every city or town of our state will be connected with 4 to 6 lane highway network. No other state in this country has such a highway network, which will have such a highway network. You go to Bangalore, people talk about Bangalore. I think people have come from all over the country. I went to Bangalore, 20 minutes outside Bangalore, you will realize that you're in a different country. 20 minutes out of Hyderabad, you realize all states have been concentrating on developing one city of theirs. One capital, one city where they're showcasing everything we want to bring there. Like whenever you talk about Andhra Pradesh or Telangana, they only talk about Hyderabad. In our state, we talk about the whole state. Our basic philosophy is we have to develop every nook and corner of the state. Every house in the state has electricity. Every village is connected by road. Every basic facility, which I'll show you, is being provided and will be provided to the citizens, because our whole approach is holistic, not a city-centric or a part of a state-centric. That's the difference between our state and other states. And if you look at this map, and if you look at the network of this, from any part of a state, from the remotest corner of a state to Chandigarh, in 1 year and a half years from now, the maximum driving distance is going to be 2.5 hours. Maximum from the furthest corner of Punjab to Chandigarh. That much time it takes from Connaught Place to Manesar. Maybe Connaught Place to Manesar. That's the difference. And this is the whole state I'm talking about. Now, telecommunication. And I must thank Mr. Mukesh Ambani ji for connecting our state. And I think I will be the only state in the country where every village, every town will be connected with 4G. And I think he will be the person who will be speaking a few words on this. And there's a little delay in December target I was just discussing, and I think it's going to be somewhere in January 2016. But can you imagine? Connect every village of a state will be 4G connected. That means it's like an airport in every village. You're opening a citizens of a state to the rest of the world. And I must tell you, this will be the only place in the world. Why I say world? Because even internationally, major cities are connected, the remotest villages, and I do not have this 4G connectivity. And I think I must thank Mr. Ambani that he's been able to, and he kept up his promise, and he's put in a huge amount of money in the infrastructure. And our being the only state for, I think, for quite some more years, because I don't think so any part of the country or any state will have every village connected to 4G except Punjab by beginning of next year. And the best thing is going to be every rural school, college, hospital, panchayat will be connected. Every rural school. Just look at the education level. Just look at the exposure level which the citizens of a state, the youngsters of a state will be able to achieve with this connectivity. I think I must compliment our whole partners who have been dedicated and spent so much time and money in establishing our state as one of the well-connected and best connected telecommunications. Now, everyone talks about that Punjab is a small state, very expensive land, so there's no parks. So last time we planned, we'll create parks. We have been able to create industrial parks in our state. We have today 630 pre-cleared sites. Land bank got 2,500 acres. You can come to us, and within a week, 10 days, we'll give you a letter sanctioned with everything cleared, from pollution, from everything, all departments cleared. You just have to go and start business. Kansai Narolak company approached us about 20 days, not 20 days from now, a month back, 20 days before that, 20, 25 days before that, and they were shocked. They wanted a site, and they're setting up one of the biggest paint plant in the border of Pakistan, next to the border of Pakistan, just 15 kilometers from the fence, in Amritsar district, and they got the site. These are some of the examples. 20 days, everything cleared, site taken, construction, they're going to start. Same as Indian Oil, and we have got numerous examples. Other parks which we have launched, one is IT City Mohali. As you come out of the international airport, and you go to come out, in front is our IT City Mohali And I think we are very happy. Top companies have started moving in. Infosys, HDFC Bank, Emerson. The huge line of companies which already taken plots and their construction is going to start. I think in another 4 years from now, this will be the biggest IT hub of North India, I must tell you. This is the way all the interest which has been shown by various companies and institutions. Mohali is going to be the next IT hub of North India in another 4 years from now. And that will generate the maximum amount of employment for our state. We have set up a biotech park in Mohali. We have set up a Medicity in New Chandigarh. We created a new city known as New Chandigarh, where we have created a Medicity, and you'll be very happy. This is one location where the best medical institutes of the country and international are coming there. Today we are going to sign an MOU. We already given a letter of allotment to King's College London. They are setting up here in 28 acres their first medical university in New Chandigarh. There we have Tata Cancer Memorial Hospital in that location. We have Max Hospital in that location. And Fortis is very keen to set up this university there. And he's after me. So they want to set up. So I told them we have to apply now. So they are setting up there. We have a chain of about 15, 20 top hospitals coming in one location. And I think this will be the India's tourism, medical tourism hub. And the quality of medical treatment and medical education will be the best in the country in New Chandigarh. That's one of our biggest achievements which we have been able to achieve in the last 2 years. We have created an education city in New Chandigarh, allocated about 1,000 acres of land, where we are inviting top education institutions of the country to come up in one location. And that we have got a lot of encouraging response. And I think by the next summit, we'll have all the brand names here, and they will be part of our next summit. And that will be one of another achievements of our government. We are launching 2 food parks, one in Ludhiana and one in Phagwada. We are launching a green tech valley in Ludhiana in 400 acres. We are going to set up, we are already launching a defense and aerospace park in Rajpura. And next to the international airport, we are going to set up India's biggest MRO next to the international airport, Mohali. This is one of our biggest achievements. If you go to any state, they will develop 1 town, 2 towns, 5 towns, 7 towns. We look at the state as a whole. In 1 year from 18 months from now, every 165 towns, small or big, of our state will have 100% sewerage, water supply, road, street lights, and solid waste management. We're spending approximately 5,000 crores in our whole state in the next 18 months. And I think we will be the only state in the country where this services and this type of infrastructure and urban infrastructure will be available, because if you go to any part of the country, only few towns of a state have all the infrastructure, not all. And even those few towns don't have 100%. They'll have 80% or 70%, but we will guarantee 100% in next 18 months. What are some of our other achievements which we have been able to do in last 2 years? One of our biggest achievement is taking Punjab citizens from standing in line to online. This, I think, and with Reliance Jio and other companies coming in, this is going to be a game changer for our state. And I think this is an example. Like Invest Punjab department we have created, and the government of India has made it as the best location and best department in the country for new investments. Same way next you'll see government of India will rate us as the best service delivery state of this country. What is this inline to online? Citizens of every state for more than 200 services every day have to go to various departments of the government. From birth certificate to death certificate, for anything, they have to go to various departments. By March 2016, no citizen of a state will have to go to any department. We have created these Seva Kendras. After every 4 villages, there's one Seva Kendra which you see in front of you, which is air-conditioned Seva Kendra. It's like any other corporate office. And it's outsourced. It's not going to be run by government employees. It is outsourced to companies. They will run. There's a time frame written on front of the Seva Kendra. This service so many minutes, this service so many days, this service so many hours. And the company which is going to take over this service centers, their payment is based on the time frame given there. And every citizen will have to just go to the neighboring village. After 4 villages, one Seva Kendra, and every ward of a city there's a Seva Kendra. So all 200 and above 200 services can be received from these Seva Kendras. And I think that will be the game changer. The word people keep on talking about corruption. What is corruption? The day there's interaction between government and the citizens, corruption starts taking place. When there's no interaction, obviously corruption goes away. You don't need Lokpal, you don't need anything else. Once you have a system where the citizen doesn't need to get in touch with any of the government employees. And the next step from Seva Kendras is going to be, you can get your services at home through your laptop, through your computer. I think that will be by October next year. You'll get all 230 services. If somebody has a computer and he's access to all this technology, he can get it at his house. And I think we will be the only place in this country which is going to be able to do that. And we have already, these under construction, already been built. And I think by March, we will showcase one of the best delivery services of the country in our state. The biggest achievement of a state, the captains of industry are here. Captains of industry are sitting in front. Punjab is one place where you'll never hear about strikes. The word strike does not exist in Punjab's dictionary. You'll never hear about Lakeport. We have the best peaceful labor relations and highest labor productivity. And I think this is one of the biggest advantages. I have seen Maruti running away from our neighbor and going somewhere else. I've seen other companies being harassed. But here, that is why a lot of the industry who have moved out during the troubled times have not been able to adjust outside, because the work culture in the state is such that every Punjabi wants to work more, not less. And that is one of our biggest achievements of our state. Third, one of the achievements which we are going to be fulfilling and will achieve. My father, Honorable Prime Minister, has made my father head of skill training program of the country, Government of India. He's heading a committee of chief ministers. So since he's the head, we had to showcase the whole country that we can do. And if we can do, the rest of our country can do. So you'll be very happy that we will be setting up these skill centers, maybe around 2,000 of them in all villages. Every 4 or 5 villages will have a skill center. And we have a target starting from next year. This figure is from next year. By next December, you will have, by next 2017 March, because our buildings will be under construction. It will take us 6 months to build up all our buildings. And after that, within 1 year, 1.5 lakhs youngsters will be trained under skills, under the Skill Punjab program. And I think we will be the only state to achieve such a figure at such a large scale. For this, we are already tied up with ICICI Bank. Ma'am is here. She was very gracious that she was the first to tie up with us. And they will set up and run these centers. We have Walmart, we have ITC, we have HDFC Bank, Tata Motors, Uber, Maruti. We already tied up with and other companies which are going to take over these centers and train youngsters for various skills for self-employment as well as for employability, for they can get jobs. So this is the biggest, very big target which we have been able to, which we will be able to achieve, and this will be one of another major milestones of our state. Now, what we offer to investors. This is the exciting part. Like when you go through the budget, finance minister's budget, the first part is boring. When those tax concessions start coming, then everyone sits up and starts. Actually, as I might have mentioned before, today investor is a king. I remember 25 years back when my father was a chief minister, that time was a license Raj. People used to line up in front of them, if somebody had a textile license, the people used to line up, every company, we want to set up a textile mill, we want to set up, line up in front of the chief minister. Today, it's the other way around. Chief ministers line up in front of all the industrial houses. First, chief minister was the king, now you're the king. But only problem is, now the industrialists have started taking too much advantage. I remember a person came to me, he came to my office, he said, I want to invest in your state. Nobody talks less than $1 billion. So he said, I want to invest in your state, what do you have to offer? So I got my team, wrote down this, okay, we offer you, so this concession, this concession, this concession, this concession. He took everything in writing, and I saw he came out of my house. My Haryana chief minister's house is just next to mine. He left my house and got into the Haryana chief minister's house. Then he showed the list to him. The Punjab chief minister has offered me this. What are you going to do better? So he looked at okay, I'll do better, better, better. From here he went into the UP chief minister's house. I think by the end of it, when he came back to me after this thing, it was like the states were offering him everything. We'll set up a plant, we'll do everything for you. So that's the advantage which everyone has started taking, and I think is good. Anyway, what is one best thing which has happened is, states have started competing. Like first, companies were competing. Like Reliance had to compete with their competitors. ITC had to compete with Nestle. Today, Punjab is competing with Haryana. Haryana is competing with Gujarat. Gujarat is competing. That competitive spirit among the government is the best thing which has happened to our nation, where every state is competing to get investment. And I must tell you, whichever state can showcase and deliver the best infrastructure and make it the easiest place to do business, I think potential is unlimited. Sky is the limit. And that is the reason our main philosophy in our state is we have to be far, 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 far ahead of other states. I don't believe in the policy of just matching them. As my father told me once, don't worry about who's criticizing you, who's bothering you. You don't look left and right. You draw a big line in front. Try to achieve that line. People will start running behind you. You don't have to bother. So you set your targets. When I tell my officers also, when they look at concessions, I said, give concessions which nobody can expect. Do things which nobody can expect. If you do that, everyone will come to you. That's the spirit under which our government works. So what we have to offer? First is physical incentives, which we last time also gave, like VAT and CST retention. This is the difference between our state and other states. Some states will say, no tax. Here we are giving you another offer. Like I was talking to one of the big electronic companies. I asked him, what is your sale in Punjab? They said it's about 800-900 crores is a electronic sale in Punjab. I said, how much does your plant cost? He told me about 400 crores is a plant cost. I asked him, what is your sale tax, VAT on your electronic? He said 14%. So I said, if you set up in a plant in our state, you will be receiving 100 crores from us every year, and in 4 years or 3 or 4 years, you will be free. Because you're retaining, we are allowing you to retain. Unlike other states, they said, we'll give you subsidy. They say you give you subsidy, but then you'll be running after departments to get your subsidy. Here, what we are saying is, whatever VAT you collect, if you have reached 100 crore and above investment, at various investment levels, we have cutoffs. If you reach that cutoff, if you collect X amount of VAT, that percentage you can keep with yourself and give the balance back to the state, not the other way around. So you don't have to run behind this state, and the incentives are for 10 to 11 years or 12 years. We have electricity duty incentive of 100%, stamp duty and property tax incentives. These are some of the other incentives. Second, major incentive now we're offering is inspector-free system. Earlier we had boiler inspector, factory inspector, labor inspector, electric inspector, pollution inspector. Every second day, some or the other inspector had to come to your office or harass you. This is what we are doing, and we already done, passed a legislation. Cut it off. You don't need any inspector. We trust the investor. We are going to have third-party and self-certifications. This is the philosophy. These inspectors, these laws were created during the British time. That time, Britishers never trusted our Indian citizens. They put obstacles. They wanted to make sure everything is checked and again rechecked and everything. Today, it's our nation, our government, our people's government. You should trust. Our philosophy of our state is trust the citizens. That is why we have created Department of Administrative Reforms, where we have eliminated all obsolete laws in our state. The affidavit which Honorable Prime Minister announced in the Parliament, where he mentioned that we are in Government of India abolishing affidavits. I had done it 4 years earlier. We have done all these systems because you don't need these various hassles. Can you imagine? There's a transport inspector. He's supposed to certify a Mercedes car, whether it can is okay to the Mercedes car can be roadworthy or not. I don't think so. That inspector has ever sat in a Mercedes car in his life. A boiler inspector who was educated 30 years back, he has to certify today's boilers. How can he satisfy that? You know, these are all obsolete things. And we took a principled decision under the Honorable Chief Minister. We get rid of them, let people, trust people, and let them give you a certification. Yes, if a big company like ITC wants to put up a food processing park, they certify that, they give a self-certification that all the boilers are as per standard quality. That's fine. Third, most important announcement today. Sir, as I told you last night, and since my wife is also the food processing minister of this country, so we had to take a lead. I am announcing for any food processing new investment in our state, no taxes. Thank you. Sir, why should Punjab only sell wheat or rice? Why can't we sell bread? Why can't we sell biscuits? Why can't we value add? That is why we said Punjab is an agriculture state. 2% land area of India is Punjab, only 2%. We provide 60% of the food grains of the country. Why should we concentrate only selling wheat and rice, food grains? I want to make Punjab the food processing hub of this country with no taxes, like an island. And I'm sure with this new announcement, you will have a huge investment. And ITC is also going to, I think, give me some good news now. So this is the third most important announcement. And the fourth most important announcement is cheapest power in the country. At rupees 499 per unit, all inclusive, landed in your doorstep for 5 years with no escalation. With no escalation. I don't think so any state can match this. Because anyway, they don't have power. Now, at the end, I must say, invest in the best. This is the best state of this country. Welcome to the best investment destination. And the most important part at the end, I want to tell you, this is the best place to live in, the quality of life. I was talking to Mr. Piramal. I was telling him that if you shift from Bombay here, you'll live 5 years longer. I think Mr. Ambani is here. You can easily afford it. Today we go to Sun Pharma or Fortis or Max, they're sitting to, keep our health okay. You don't need to go there. Just come to Punjab, look at the fresh air. Just, you know, I was talking to all the captains of industry were sitting with me, and they were breathing so nicely. And I said, what's happened? He said, after Bombay, after Bangalore, after Hyderabad, after Delhi, after Gurgaon. So, to live longer, Punjab is the place. Thank you very much. Our motto is, think big, achieve big. Thank you very much.